All right, so get this. We're diving deep into Attine ants.
Teen ants.
You know those amazing fungus farmers?
Yeah, the ones that like cultivate their own food.
It's incredible.
It is.
But here's the thing. How do they keep their fungal gardens, thriving without falling victim to, crop diseases?
Well, it's a question that scientists have been puzzling over for quite a while now.
Yeah.
But a recent study published in PNAS Nexus might just hold the key.
Okay.
It seems that these ants aren't just farmers. They've also evolved their own kind of pest control.
Wait, are you telling me they've got, tiny pesticides?
Not exactly pesticides, but pretty close.
Okay.
This new research has actually uncovered a third player in this ant-fungus partnership.
Oh, interesting.
Bacteria.
Bacteria.
Yeah, specifically a type called Pseudonocardia.
Pseudonocardia.
And it seems to be playing a crucial role in protecting those precious fungal gardens.
Okay, hold on. Bacteria living on ants to protect their fungal food.
It's pretty wild.
Evolution is wild.
Yeah.
So tell me more about this study.
So the researchers led by Jacobus J. Boonsma, they took on a pretty big task. They analyzed 194 individual ants from 11 different species of Attine ants, all found in Panama,
Wow.
painstakingly separating tiny gut and exoskeleton samples.
Wow.
And what they found is that Pseudonocardia was really abundant in 3 of those species,
Okay.
including 2 types of leafcutter ants.
Oh, the leafcutter ants. Yeah, the ones that make those incredible trails of leaves.
Exactly.
I've always been fascinated by those.
Yeah,
Running these miniature societies.
that's true.
So cool.
So it's on these leafcutters, along with one other species, that Pseudonocardia was particularly abundant.
Okay.
Now, here's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Pseudonocardia produces antibiotics.
Antibiotics like what we use to fight infections?
Yeah.
What are they doing on ants?
Well, that's the key. These antibiotics aren't just any antibiotics. They specifically target and kill a parasitic fungus called Escovopsis,
Okay.
which poses a major threat to those fungal gardens. Think of Escovopsis as kind of like a devastating crop disease, and Pseudonocardia as the frontline defense,
Okay.
effectively acting as a highly specialized form of biological pest control.
So they've got their own built-in bodyguards.
Exactly.
It's amazing how these relationships evolve over millions of years.
It really is a testament to the power of natural selection.
Yeah.
So the study suggests this partnership between the ants and Pseudonocardia might have originated about 20 million years ago,
Wow.
which coincides with the emergence of new ant genera in Central and North America.
That's incredible. This makes me wonder, how did these bacteria even end up on the ants in the first place? Did they just stumble upon this mutually beneficial arrangement?
Well, that's one of the big questions that researchers are trying to answer.
Yeah.
One theory is that Pseudonocardia might have initially been gut symbionts living inside the ants' digestive systems.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, they could have transitioned to living on the ants' exoskeletons, maybe for better access to nutrients or a more stable environment.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
But, this isn't the first time that scientists have studied these bacteria, right? I vaguely remember reading about some conflicting findings in earlier research.
You're right. There have been some inconsistencies in past studies,
Yeah.
but that's where the careful methods of this new research really stand out.
Okay.
So by separating those gut and exoskeleton samples, the researchers were able to address those contradictions and provide a much clearer picture of the role of Pseudonocardia.
So it seems like we're finally getting a clearer picture
Yeah.
thanks to this new research. And it's really highlighting the complexity of these relationships in the natural world.
Definitely.
We're talking about disease management in ant colonies,
Yeah.
a challenge that has likely been a driving force in their evolution for millions of years.
It makes you wonder what other sophisticated strategies they've developed.
For sure. I'm already hooked, and we've only just begun to scratch the surface.
I know, right?
Let's take a moment to delve even deeper into this fascinating world after a quick word from our sponsors.
And we're back, and I am still buzzing about these ants and their built-in bacterial defense systems.
It's pretty cool.
It really is. It's making me wonder what other secrets are hidden within these intricate ant colonies.
Well, you've hit on something that has scientists really excited.
Okay.
This isn't just, a fascinating story of ant life.
Right.
It's potentially a game changer for fields like agriculture and medicine.
Seriously, tiny ant farmers could hold the key to breakthroughs in medicine.
It's possible.
I'm all ears.
Okay, well, think about it. Farmers are constantly battling crop diseases, right? And these ants have evolved this natural, highly effective way to protect their fungal crops.
Right.
Imagine if we could harness that power.
Yeah.
This research could pave the way for a whole new era of bio-inspired pest control.
Wow.
potentially reducing our reliance on harmful chemical pesticides.
So the secrets to sustainable farming
Yeah.
could be hidden in the intricate relationships of ant colonies. It's possible.
It makes you wonder if there are like similar symbiotic relationships happening in other agricultural settings. Maybe even ones we're already relying on without fully realizing it.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
And it goes beyond just agriculture. Remember those antibiotics produced by Pseudonocardia?
Yeah.
They're incredibly specific to the fungal threat they target.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of precision is a gold mine for medicine.
Oh, okay.
We could potentially develop new drugs that are more effective and have fewer side effects by, mimicking these natural defenses.
So by studying these ants, we might uncover new ways to fight infections not just in crops, but in humans as well.
Potentially, yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
It really is, and it goes beyond just antibiotics. Understanding how these bacteria interact with the ants' immune systems could lead to breakthroughs in immunology as well.
So we really could be on the verge of a whole new era of bio-inspired innovation.
It seems that way.
All thanks to these tiny little ants.
Pretty amazing.
It makes you appreciate the power of basic research, doesn't it? Sometimes the most unexpected discoveries can lead to the biggest breakthroughs.
Absolutely. This is just one example of how studying the natural world can inspire new technologies and solutions to human challenges.
It is.
Speaking of fascinating ant adaptations,
Yeah.
those related articles you mentioned, zombie ants controlled by a fungus,
I know, right?
and ants that can run at super speed highlight the incredible diversity and complexity of ant behavior.
Zombie ants, it's like something out of a science fiction movie.
It really is.
And ants that can run at over 850 millimeters per second. That's like super speed for ants.
It's incredible.
Talk about a stressful job. Not only do they have to be expert farmers,
Right.
but they also have to watch out for mind-controlling fungi.
That's the life of an ant, I guess.
It never ceases to amaze me. Like, each ant species has its own unique set of skills and strategies for survival, constantly pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
It's true. And those super fast ants you mentioned, they kind of defy what we thought was physically possible for their body size.
It's a good reminder that we humans are just one small part of this vast and interconnected web of life.
Yeah.
And often the most important lessons are learned from the creatures we might consider insignificant.
I agree.
It's what I love about science. Every new discovery opens up a whole new world of questions and possibilities, pushing us to rethink our understanding of the universe and our place in it.
Well said.
Thank you.
And those lessons often challenge our assumptions about the world. Which brings us back to the Attine's ants and their bacterial partners. This new study has opened up a whole new avenue of inquiry, raising more questions than it answers.
Such as?
Well, for starters, how exactly do these bacteria manage to thrive on the ants' exoskeletons?
Yeah.
What specific adaptations have allowed them to flourish in this unique environment? And are there other types of bacteria out there, maybe even more specialized ones, that play a role in protecting the ants' fungal gardens?
And how does the relationship between the ants and Pseudonocardia vary across different ant species and environments?
Yeah.
Are there variations in the types of antibiotics they produce or the ways they interact with the ants' immune systems?
Exactly. These are just a few of the many exciting questions that researchers will be exploring in the years to come.
It's like a whole new frontier of scientific discovery is opening up right before our eyes.
It really is.
But before we get too carried away, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned so far about these incredible ant farmers and their bacterial buddies. All right, so let's recap what we've learned about these amazing Attine ants.
Yeah.
These tiny farmers who grow their own fungal gardens right deep inside their colonies.
It's pretty amazing.
And we talked about how they've evolved this really cool partnership with bacteria,
Right.
specifically this Pseudonocardia,
Pseudonocardia, yeah.
to protect those gardens from a nasty fungal disease.
Exactly.
This is such a cool example of symbiosis in nature,
It is.
where each player really benefits from the others.
Right.
So the ants, they get a stable food source.
Uh-huh.
The fungi thrive in a safe environment. And the bacteria, they get a secure home and a steady supply of nutrients.
It all works out.
It's like this perfectly balanced miniature ecosystem,
It really is.
all working together, you know?
Yeah.
And what's even more wild is that this relationship has been evolving for millions of years.
Millions and millions of years.
It's thought to have started with the bacteria living in the ants' guts
Uh-huh.
and then eventually migrating to their exoskeletons.
It's a pretty incredible journey.
It is. This study shows how powerful evolution can be
Yeah.
to come up with these really intricate solutions.
Yeah, it's a constant reminder that we still have so much to learn from the natural world.
Absolutely. And speaking of learning, this new research has also shown just how important precise scientific methods can be.
Yeah?
By carefully separating those gut and exoskeleton samples,
Right.
the researchers were able to kind of, clear up some of the conflicting findings from those past studies.
Yeah, clarify those contradictions.
And give us a much clearer picture of,
What's really going on?
what's really happening.
Yeah. It really shows that scientific progress, it's often built on this meticulous work and a real dedication to getting the details right.
It makes a difference.
And in this case, those details have opened up,
A whole new realm of possibilities.
That's what's so cool about this.
Yeah, I know.
It's not just a fascinating story about ants and bacteria.
Right.
This has real-world implications.
Definitely.
I mean, we're talking about potential breakthroughs in agriculture and medicine,
Yeah.
all inspired by these tiny creatures.
It's really amazing.
Imagine, using what we learned from these ants to develop some new biocontrol methods for crop diseases, potentially reducing our reliance on, harmful pesticides.
It would make a big difference.
Or what about creating new antibiotics inspired by this Pseudonocardia bacteria, leading to more effective and targeted treatments for infections?
Really exciting possibilities.
It's really incredible. It's totally changing the way I think about ants.
Yeah.
It's amazing how something so small
Can have such a huge impact on our understanding of the world.
Yeah, and lead to solutions for some of our biggest challenges.
It really makes you wonder what other discoveries are out there.
Right.
What other symbiotic relationships are hidden. Or these, remarkable adaptations that are just waiting to be uncovered.
The natural world is full of surprises.
It is, and the more we learn about these intricate connections, the more we realize how much more there is out there to discover.
It's true.
Well, I think that's a great place to end our deep dive.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey.
Of course.
Into the world of Attine ants, their fungal farms, and their bacterial buddies.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time, keep those minds curious.
Yeah.
And those eyes open to the wonders all around us.